Hey, Subtle here. I'm going to be talking in a Geometry Dash video for once because I have a lot to say about Sedulous. However, if you want to skip this preamble and get straight onto the montage of me dying 19 times for the final 2% of this level, the timestamp is now on screen. If you've stayed for my rant, I want to start by talking about how much I love this level. As much as what I'm about to say is mostly negative, I'd say my overall feelings surrounding Sedulous are definitely 50-50. I just have a lot more to say about the bad stuff. The good stuff, however, is really good. Since this level's release, I've always been in awe of Samifying's dedication to spend 3.5 years on a single level, as well as how intricately detailed and stunning the visuals are. It's a truly remarkable level, and I've had it on my list of levels to beat for years now. It definitely deserves the epic rating it got for the level of detail, and dare I say, were it released in the present day, it would almost certainly get at least a legendary rating. The gameplay, however, is a different story. Visually, it flows really well. Watching someone else play the level is honestly a really satisfying experience, but to achieve that level of visual flow, it seems the quality of the gameplay was somewhat sacrificed. For starters, it's very learny, which isn't normally a problem. At this level of gameplay, it's rare to see a level you don't have to sit down and go through slowly to learn bit by bit. Sedulous, however, has some awkward quirks, namely its inconsistent density of high and low CPS bars. The length and speed of your clicks vary massively, and there are extended periods of both holding a single input and clicking multiple times in quick succession, often directly after each other. This, combined with poor visibility, off-screen gameplay, and general unpredictability, mean you pretty much have to memorize where to hold and how long for. For example, at 64% you have this black orb, which you have to hold out of for around 2.5 seconds before a series of 6 rapid clicks. This all takes a while to learn, and it can be frustrating to die to a blind click because you let go too early. There are also a couple bugs, such as 58% generally feeling really inconsistent, and my least favourite, this click at 68%, where upon hitting it fractionally too late you end up clipping the corner of this slope and are unable to do anything as you fly towards this spike. It didn't happen very much from zero, as this part eventually became rather consistent, but it was rather annoying when it did occasionally happen. And now we come to the final 4% of the level's gameplay, in which I suffered 20 rather painful deaths. This part just feels stupid, particularly the last 2% in which you have to buffer at least 4 of 5 orbs in very quick succession after a short hold out of a ship. This first blue orb I have a particular grudge against, as you cannot release from the previous input until this cube portal, making an incredibly tight timing for this buffer click. The final 3 orbs are the same, and whilst it's not necessary to buffer all 3, the first 2 need to be to avoid dying. I think my nerves probably got the best of me here, as in practice I could pass this roughly 50% of the time, but amassed a total of 19 deaths in the final 2% alone. In conclusion, I had a rather unfortunate experience with this level. It only took me 2 days to get 82% for the first time, but it wasn't until 2 weeks later that I actually beat the level. By the end, I'd become so consistent that I was reaching the 70% mark around 3 in every 4 attempts, dying 32 times in the final 10% of gameplay, which is just insane. As much as it was incredibly painful, however, this level was honestly really fun. Apart from the occasional bugs, the gameplay, though rather learny, became quite consistent and ended up being really satisfying by the end, particularly the first 20% of the drop. The quality of the deco pretty much makes up for the janky gameplay, and this is one of the few levels I beat in full detail, because it felt a crime not to be able to appreciate it in its full glory, even when I couldn't see what was happening half the time. Anyways, you now get to watch a montage of my progress, including my 19 deaths to the final 2%. Enjoy.
I'm deafened. I'm deafened. I'm deafened.
Oh my god.
I'm deafened.
How could I find it mean if I...
I'm deafened.
Who is Bab?
I'm deafened.
fucking nothing works.
Is that the hardest bit in the... Bro!
I'm deafened.
I'm fucking done with this. I just like... Can those seagulls fucking shut up? Oh my god.
I'm deafened. I'm deafened.
What the fuck was I even doing there? Yes! Fucking god. Oh my god. Oh. That took a long time. Let's fucking go. Oh. Yes! I see, so that pushes B out of my top 5. Yeah, that's probably a good thing.